Hi everybody, I'm Jason Martin here from EMI. So yesterday we discussed a little bit about the shock technologies department that we work with there at EMI. And so today we're here at Speedway Motors. We're going to give you a tour of the shock department and what the process is that your shock's going to go through to get rebuilt or serviced, or if you decide to build new. So come on in with me. So here we are at the Speedway Motors parts counter. If you have any questions whenever you come in, if you're a customer that wants to walk in and pull anything from the counter, you're more than welcome to. If you have any questions, they're more than willing to help you out with anything. If you're going to drop your shock package off, or if you have any other information you need, you just come grab the forms. Basically, you'll fill out all the information you need to tell us what we need to do to your shock. So if you're not going to come to the counter, it's a very easy process. Go to speedwaymotors.com, click on the shock department link, and you can get the web form where you can fill that out and get the guys the information they need. So from here, we're going to go into the shock department. Obviously, it's a high security place, so we have key codes we have to get in. It's a pretty big privilege to be able to get to come in behind the doors here. So we're here in the Speedway Motors shock room now. This is where all the guys, we have 3 guys that work in here. We rebuild anything from AFCO, Pro, Bilstein, QA1, and of all brands. So if you need anything, we can handle those rebuilds or services anytime you need. Some of the history of the shock department here. In late 2009, 2010, Speedway decided that it was a good move to start getting more customers coming in here that needed their rebuilds done instead of sending it back to the factory. So they started the business in this little room here, and it's grown to be a great tool for us as a company and for the customers. So since then, they've purchased AFCO and Pro as a parent company of them. So we've got the knowledge and the resources from those companies to help broaden our horizons here. So with that, I'm going to introduce you to one of the guys here. Aaron Elkins is a guy that's been here for 5 years now. He's got vast experience in motorsports. He's got training in all different brands of the shocks, so he's a go-to guy when it comes to building and tuning these shocks. So we got Kyle Vanover here. He's our in-house hobby stock, factory stock racer, stock car racer. He's one of the winningest drivers here at Speedway Motors, so we're very proud to have him on the team. And Marcus Kennedy, he's one of the newest members of the team. He's just a little over 2 years now. He's been working in the shock room. He's comes from micro and mini sprint background, so he's more of our open wheel specialist, if you will. He's been learning a lot with all different brands, but he's really been focusing on the open wheel side, which is where us at EMI have targeted with. So Kyle, I'll let you lead and kind of give a rundown as to what the shock process is and how that works.
All right. When you send your shock in, there's an order form on our website, and you can fill this order form out, or if you come into the counter, you can fill it out. Biggest things we need: name, phone number. The address helps if we cannot, or to find your customer number. Go through there what you're going to need done, whether it's just checking the shocks out, repairs, or revalves. And we have a quote area, whether you need a quote or not. When we do get the shocks, they come in, they go into order. They will be, obviously the latest ones to come in will go towards the bottom or towards the back, and then it'll work through as we get to them, and we'll get them done. when we get your shock, though, we'll go through the order form, figure out what you're wanting done, and for instance, like this shock, we would put it in the dyno and run it to, you know, if you're wanting it checked over. So for instance, we'd run this one. This one has a malfunction. So at this point, we would call you with the information of what it's going to take to fix it. This one, you know, guesstimations, obviously it's probably either a gas bag or it's low on oil, whether it's a seal or a bent shaft, or it's just the gas bag's been broke. We'd call you, give you a quote. At that point, whether you okayed it or not, or if you okay it, then we would come over to one of our benches and we would take the shock apart, go through, put new seals in it, change the oil out, make everything back to the way it's supposed to be, or the way it came off the shelf. That way it's ready to go back to you. When we're done with that, then we would go back together and the shock would be fixed, ready to go back to you as a customer. We would check this out. Obviously, once it's okayed, we will put it back. We have a way of saving it in our filing system using your customer number here at Speedway Motors with the valving, and that way we can go back in our history and look it back up if you have any questions. At that point, the shock will come over here. We put it in our hot tank, and it would go in here. We'd wash it for like 5 minutes or so, and that makes sure that when you get it, it's nice and clean. It's not oily anymore, and that way you're not getting dirty when you get your new shock, or it's not leaking all over the packages when it gets shipped to you. All our shocks go out with our sticker on them. They'll have the labels on there. One label will have your valving or corner or portion of which that applies to the package. The other side will have your customer number, which is your customer number dash number of shock that it is in the sequence of your folder that we've saved it in. And at that point, then we will do your order. We'll give you a call, give your final total, and be able to ship it out to you and get it to you with probably some of the quickest shipping that you can find. And that way you can be able to race that weekend. We try to turn everything around as fast as possible. During busy season, it may take a little bit longer, but we aim to turn it around in the same day. And if you have any other questions, you can contact us on this link. Otherwise, you can go to speedwaymotors.com. We have a bunch of our different custom options, and then we have a different packages. Or you can go to EMI, EagleMotorsports.com, and they have a bunch of different open wheel packages to help you out. And I think that's what we do.